Okay, so today we're going to review the Impact Sport by Howard Light. I believe that's how you say it. Um, they are pretty much electronic ear protection, ear pro. Um, Probably, depending on where you're coming from, the people watching this video, the first thing that will come into your mind, like tactical hearing protection. You might think like Peltor and stuff like that. But these, I don't think they're as popular as Peltors and whatnot, especially like in the shooting community. But the more videos I'm watching and stuff, and like talking to different people, a lot more people are starting to use these. So, real quick, they have like a noise reduction rating (NRR) of 22 decibels, which means they cancel out 22 decibels of noise. But before they do that, they do take two AAA batteries, and they have a switch here. And one thing I like about it is it's rubber, and it's it's uh, it's away from the surface, so it won't accidentally get bumped on. So like if it's in a gear bag, it'll be hard to get bumped on. But if it does get bumped on after 4 hours, it will automatically shut off, and then all you got to do is turn it off and turn it back on. Now, one thing I cannot tell you on is the battery life of these. I will tell you that I've had these batteries in for a really long time, and they still work. So, pretty much what these do is they amplify the ambient noise to 82 decibels. So if you crank this high enough, I mean, you can't crank it all the way full, and you know, but so you kind of, it's hard to explain, but once you buy them, you'll kind of understand how you work this. But you can make it so you can actually hear better through these than your standard ear, almost like a hearing aid. But then once you shoot, your first round or whatever, that say 160 decibels or whatever it is, this will automatically protect your ears within, I think, like 15 milliseconds, so really quick. Another benefit of these is then that way when you're at the range, you don't feel as, some people get this, they kind of almost get like claustrophobic, and with really good hearing protection, not like this though, you can almost start like feeling, and you can almost hear yourself breathing, and some people, they kind of get like a little weird because one of their senses that they're used to using every single day without knowing it is suddenly blocked off. So kind of their other senses get picked up a little bit, but then some people, they do kind of get feel a little bit weird. So with these, that kind of prevents that situation because you throw these on and it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like you're wearing hearing protection whatsoever. It has directional microphones, and they say for best results you face these forward. So they're kind of aiming forward because that's probably where the most noise will be coming from. It does have a 3.5 millimeter, like an earphone jack. So what you can do is you have to get a double male-sided 3.5 millimeter audio cord. But you plug it in here, and you plug it into your, say, cell phone, and you play some music. You stick the cell phone in your pocket, and you can hear the music through here. And then you adjust the volume both on your phone, and you can decide how much of that audio to pick up with the switch. So that's pretty cool. Another thing I love about these is how low profile these caps are. So once they're on your ears, they stick out probably exactly an inch. If you can see how slim they actually are. The benefit of that, especially if you're talking about shooting, and these aren't only for shooting, they're for like any time you need hearing protection. When you are shooting, like shouldering your rifle and stuff like that, with bigger ones, it's kind of like weird, and you'll hit the cup like on the buttstock, and it'll like be weird, trying to get your head placement right. With these, they're more low profile, and they're just they're kind of quicker and they're more natural, so to speak. And then in other areas of life, like say you're in a construction site or something like that, wearing these over some super big bulky ones, not only can you automatically just hear what's going on around you, which is really important because, you know, when you wear hearing protection, you start not being able to hear stuff going on around you, which can actually be more dangerous than losing your hearing. And with these, you hold on to that situational awareness that your ears have to offer, say on a job site or something like that. But when the loud noises come and stuff like that, which they always will, and they always seem to surprise you, these will block all that out. And then, you know, the other benefit of these being low profile, say if you do wear them every day professionally, is that way, you know, you don't look like that geeky guy with just the huge hearing protection. So you're still protecting your ears, but they're more low profile, so they don't stick out as much. So the price point on these is, at least I picked them up for about $35. So I actually bought two pair of them. I have another pair in a kind of a range bag. I bought two pair of them because they're really inexpensive, and it seems like whenever I go shooting with at least one other person. And you know, it's kind of silly if one person's wearing a pair of these and the other person isn't, because then the other person's still yelling, and then it messes with you. You know, then they're yelling at you and whatever. So I bought two pair of these because they are inexpensive and they are good quality, and they do have a long-standing reputation of good quality behind it. So I bought two. Like I said, I got them for under $40. I believe like 33 or $35. The competitors are, you'll hear about Peltor, and I just did a quick price search. The Peltor TAC Sport, the tactical sport model, is $115. Now, some people might, you know, that's super expensive. Well, how expensive is your hearing worth? You know, yeah, $115. Yeah, it's kind of expensive, but you know, hearing is worth a lot more than that. The Peltor TAC Sport, or sorry, the Peltor TAC Professional, it just has like a different audio port and I don't know, a few other things. Those are $200, and they're used by a lot of people, and a lot of people like them. And then another one that I saw on Amazon is Pro Ears. Their cheapest model was $65, but those ones go up to like in the 200s also. And I started comparing them before I picked these up, and you know, I was comparing them, and I'm like, well, you know what, these are the cheapest, I'll buy these. If they break on me, if the electronics fail, well, I can still wear them as standard hearing protection with no sound amplification, and I'll buy something more expensive. But so far they've held up just fine. One thing to note, it took me a while after I got this, but these are adjustable. So if you can see that right here, they do adjust on both sides. So when I first got them, they weren't fitting right, so they weren't fully encapsulating my ear, so they weren't blocking any noise out. I'm like, okay, there's a reason these are cheap. But it's just because I didn't have them adjusted correctly, because I didn't know they adjust. So you got a front and an aft, fore and aft, and they push down. And they do have some resistance, which is a good thing. You don't want them all loosey-goosey. Kind of, it's hard to describe, but this stuff's straight quality. The plastic, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're plastic. They're not steel or aluminum or whatever. They're plastic, but it feels like a very tough plastic. It's been tough so far, but yeah, I like these, and these are pretty much the only type of hearing protection I use anymore. Another benefit, which a lot of hearing protection can do this, but all you do is you push up, and it folds up into like kind of a little turtle. Especially, you know, if you use them for shooting and you have them in a range bag or something like that, they don't take up as much space, and they're less likely to get snagged and bent and stuff like that. But no matter what your job title is, whether you pull a trigger for a living, whether you swing a hammer for a living, whether you use a shovel for a living, whether maybe you were riding on a lawnmower around all day. I mean, really whatever you do in areas that you do need hearing protection, I think these are some of the best ones you can get. I'll leave a link to the Amazon. I'll leave a link to Amazon below where you can pick these up. But I highly recommend these. I recommend them to everyone. Mainly because of the price point, the quality. There's not really any drawbacks to these. At least I haven't found. So I hope you like this video. Hope you like this content. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. We try and put out about 5 to 6 videos every week, and a lot of you guys really do enjoy them. We really appreciate the support. And until next time, stay safe out there and protect the ears.